To another episode of the You Only Live Once Life and Business Innovation Style Meditations, Yummy Conversations. I'm Honey, here to bring to you another episode for another topic to let you be yummy in your body. So I've been on a 3-month pretty much travel nonstop journey in the last couple of months. Belize, Sanya, Boston, San Francisco, LA, California, San Jose, Hong Kong, Panama, and Cape Town, Russia, Namibia. Oh, this is like the whole 2019. Just so many different places. But anyway, I'm back in Boston, and I'm here today to bring to you topics about 5 heartbreak to orgasmic energy tips. So first I'm going to talk about the symptoms of grief, of heartbreak, of sorrow, especially if you're feeling loss and you're feeling like some of the things you want to and have to let go in life are hard, and especially if they're very deeply ingrained in you and deeply meaningful and significant to you, and ways on how to deal with the ups and downs of these emotions, and using the Yummy framework in order for you to process these in the most loving, compassionate, and also yummy way. And this is one of the very, very interesting topics that I just absolutely have a lot of firsthand experience of, and also have been speaking to and sharing with a lot of my clients, helping them go through some of these very painful moments, especially with the death of a lot of people, close people in the last near past. And so in this video, we're going to be talking about 5 ways to do that. Okay, it's already 1 minute, 56 seconds. Okay, first thing that happens when you're in a situation when there's a lot of grief and a lot of pain is disorientation. And the disorientation that happens is so much perspective shifts. So you may find that you are just constantly thinking about the experience with that person, if it's a person, or that situation, if it's a situation that you had to leave, or just you have a different perspective of whatever happened, whatever it is that you had to let go. And sometimes it is positive, sometimes it's negative. It just shifts all the time, and it's very disorientating. And it comes into your brain very randomly throughout the day. You might suddenly have a reminder of that, and it might evoke a chain reaction of thoughts and feelings and emotions and experiences, especially if you have the blues about it too. And so whatever that is, the way to change and acknowledge it and transmute it is first acknowledge it for what it is. Don't try to push it away. Don't try to sink into it. Try to take a third-person perspective as much as you can. And when you do that, you do it with breaths. Pull yourself out of it. Sometimes you can give into it, but really just try to pull yourself out of it as much as you can, because you know there's certain things you cannot control. You can't change the situation or whatever it is. If you're out of control of that, you can't do anything about it. Like overthinking it is not going to help. So just pull yourself back with a breath and just notice the sensations in your body, like where these sensations are going. This is one of the lessons that we teach in Orgasm as well. In the Yummy Orgasm course, there's some links below to get the free course while it's still available before it becomes a paid course. And so that is about sensations and understanding like how to experience sensations to their full spectrum. And so the whole idea, which is which kind of leads us to point 2, is that there are sudden experiences and sudden emotions that may hit you, but the whole idea is that pain and pleasure are the same coin. They're just the flip side of the same experience. So if there are ways that you can fully allow your body to show you what it's experiencing, and still acknowledge at the same time that no matter how sad and how much things hurt, that you can still see the silver lining and still see the joy that it has brought you, then that is what gives you that fresh air? So the second point and the second symptom of loss and grief is the sudden bursts of tears, of pain and grief, and just feeling that sensation of pleasure and pain fully. So from the pleasure framework, from the orgasmic framework, are you able to really receive both the pleasure and the pain without stopping it? So of course, like if you're working and things like that, and like you really have to be focused, you gotta take some time when you get home or when you're in private to give yourself that space to experience the full range of that. Because when you suppress it, that's when it becomes bottled up. And when it doesn't get processed and doesn't get bottled, it doesn't get released, then chances are that sometimes it can overflow and create unexpected trauma and outbursts that may affect different things down the line, that you want it to just be a clean acceptation and receiving of the whole experience. Okay, so 3 and 4 symptoms of heartbreaks, grief, and loss are suddenly you might only remember the good times and the golden times and how amazing it was and how perfect it was when that situation was, and that person or situation or whatever it is that you're mourning was like, and the beautiful moments. And sometimes, number 4, you're only seeing the negatives, and you're only seeing the doubt or like the downside of the loss that you have experienced and what's there, or like, so there's a lot of times where you're shifting back and forth between appreciating the good, feeling the loss of not having that in your life anymore, feeling the gap that it creates, to feeling sad, to agony, to just full-on bodily just reaction of sorrow and different things like that. And during this process, there's this emotional roller coaster between positive and negative and neutral and positive and negative, and can be very draining, especially from an energetic perspective. And so on an emotional level, when this is happening, what you can do is you can also take deep breaths and just witness what the emotional journey is for you, especially when it comes to sadness, because sadness can also, that wave of sadness, and we'll talk about this a lot more in my next live or my next video or email. So sign up for the list below if you want to be a part of this. And this is interesting for you. But the thing is, like, the waves of emotion and the waves of sorrow and the waves of pain and the waves of all of these emotions, like, you may be able to identify them before they go into this full-blown overtaking, or you might have just blocked them out completely and you don't even know they're coming. But whatever it is, like, the sooner you can identify these from coming, the sooner you can really just witness it for what it is, just like the waves of orgasm, just like the super subtle waves. And they may be small waves, they may be big waves, they may be waves of tsunami, and it's tough, you know, if you're surfing on it. But whatever it is, you know, don't judge it. Just like take it for what it is. And sometimes it's anger, sometimes it's feelings of betrayal, like, how could you do this, you know, or how could I do this to myself, like, or how could, you know, a lot of if you look at the grief process, a lot of it is like debating about the situation. There's a lot of different stages of it and different waves, but the way to witness it as the whole experience is a way to be able to realize and be conscious when this is happening. Ride the waves. Okay, so 3 and 4, ride the waves, because number 3 is remembering only the positives. That's the one symptom. Or number 4, only remembering the negatives. And number 5 and last is noticing, like, when this item has happened, or when you experience this loss of perhaps something important in your life. So for example, a friend of mine just came over, Caesar, who's been on this channel, and he's been mourning the loss of Kobe Bryant, who just recently died in the helicopter with his favorite daughter. And this was someone who he looked up to every day, and he always received like inspirational messages, and he was just so, you know, just like such a big person in his life, and like that has really shook his entire work ethic and momentum for the whole week. And what it is like, or like, if And the thing is, like, when this happens, notice that, yeah, things change and things shift, and your week and your life and your outlook on life and what you thought might happen. And sometimes, like, if a close person of you dies, or like a close, super close loved one leaves, then this earth, or wherever they may be going to, then it is a big, huge hole in your life, right? And when this happens, it's important to take the extra time, as much as you need, to be able to shift or to acknowledge that perspective first, and acknowledge what it is for what it is, and then see if that time can be refocused, or that space and that joy can be reharnessed from within. There are so many ways in which pain can be channeled into growth, and sometimes you may be afraid that that might dishonor the importance of the person or the thing that has happened. And it's important to note that your happiness, and like, if anything, your happiness and your energy is the most important energy here. If you want to have hope in your life, if you want to heal, if you want to be okay, if you want to breathe again, if you want to feel again, and you want that orgasmic experience again, then it's important to nurture your own energy. And when you can spend that time to find those things that even make you feel just a little better, take that time to do that. So quick recap. First, for the perspective shift and all those shifts in, like, back and forth, like reviewing your past, like, that's number one symptom, and the solution is to feel it all with real breath. Second one is like sudden tear outbursts, sudden emotional, like, over hijacking. You can use the breath and also experience the whole sensation before it begins. Third and fourth, which is remembering positive and remembering only negatives. These are items in which, again, want to stay conscious and experience these symptoms as much as you can, and then let them go when they're ready to go. Don't rush it. And then number five is take that extra time for yourself to harness the energy, nurture the energy, be so gentle. I did a meditation for this specific topic of loss and grief and heartbreaks and feelings of isolation or loneliness or emptiness. And it's in my Insight Timer profile, so look out for it in the next 5 to 10 days, because we just uploaded that. By the time you watch this video, it's probably up already. And then, of course, we're also going to have a couple more videos coming up. But I hope you enjoyed this. If you like this channel, subscribe, obviously like it, comment below like what other topics you'd like. A lot of times, like, your success and yumminess in your orgasm is about sensations experienced in your daily life as well. If you're able to not resist them, you're able to feel these sensations. And it's an honor to be able to support so many of us through this, and especially in the epidemics in Hong Kong right now with the crisis in health and protests. I've just been so honored to be able to support and do my work and support amazing people through all kinds of ups and downs, and in the process experiencing it personally as well, you know, from all the travel and the perspective shifts and the family and all kinds of different letting goes. So I'll talk to you soon. We'll have more on this topic. This is a long video. Talk to you soon, okay? Bye. Mwah.